Hey guys, Rob here. So we're at the IMSA Sports Car Endurance Challenge. I qualified for this race in P27 overall. I had a mishap in qualifying, but we'll get into that later. So if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that notification bell. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think of this video and this race. It was quite a wet one, and Suzuka wet track.
30 seconds.
Nothing but fun. And while we're waiting for this race to actually start, join my Discord at Sim Racers United. Link will be down in the description. Hope to see you there.
Ten seconds. Car number 16, P15.
Remember, boys, it's a 2-hour race. It can be won on lap one.
I thought it was if he ain't first or last. I'm kidding, by the way. Yeah, no, let's try to keep it clean the first few laps. Very long race.
Catch up to car number 12. Okay, Rob, stay calm, focus. Green, green, green. On your right. Clear to the right.
Good job.
There's an incident in turn 1. I think it might be Bilodeau. Yellow flag. The next car is green, car number 35, C license, and their rating is 0.4. Good start.
I started from pit, boys.
There's an incident in Degna 1. Incident in Degna 2. Looks like it's Weiss. Clear right. Right side. Still there. Clear right.
Oh yes, lap one's always so much fun. I don't understand why Green had parked it in the middle of it that early, going into the hairpin, and then coming out of the hairpin. It seemed like he kept trying to push me off track, as if he was mad because I was going to overtake him. I don't understand why people do that. It makes no sense. I understand lap one driving with a little extra caution because of how many incidents there already have been in the race, but why do you want to add to it? It makes no sense to me. It's a 2-hour race. There's no need to do that. At the end of the video, I'll let you guys know where he finished.
The guy in front is Frey, car number 70, B license. To Kennedy behind is now 1.3 seconds. Alright Rob, the next car is Ulrich, car number 11. To Ulrich ahead is now 1.5. There's an incident in the hairpin. It looks like Ryan.
It's a hell of a line, Jeffrey.
Incident in Casino Triangle. It looks like Santos. Incident in Casino Triangle. We think it might be lost in 10th position. Captain Corrick, ahead is now 0.8. Incident in the hairpin. We think it might be Corrick.
This track is so slippery and so wet that anybody could spin, just like Ulrich did back there, at any given time. It looks like the sun's out, but the track is not drying off that fast. It's not dry. It doesn't seem to be drying off at all at one point. Yeah, right there, I just slid and got off track. Yeah, this race was so tricky with how slippery the track was. I struggled to get the car to rotate. I struggled to get the car to accelerate at some points. But yeah, just got to work through it.
Really good fun.
2.0 seconds.
thought I kept the weather saved onto the recording as well as the fuel calculator. I guess not. I don't want to have them on during normal races unless there's weather involved or it's a longer race where fuel does need to be calculated. And I guess I forgot to turn them back on for the recording of the race. But anyhow, it is what it is. Let's get on with this.
Cars are catching. Blue flag.
On your left. Clear to the left.
Man, look at all those LMP3s coming up behind you. For those who don't know, on the standings listing on the top, on the left side in the middle of the screen, the top, the yellow, that's the LMP3s, the blue lower part, that's GT4s, that's the class I'm in. Now when you go to the relative box down on the bottom, next to where the telemetry is, if you see the blue and yellow bars next to the driver's names, that's the class of car that they're driving. And yeah, that's a common theme with the LMP3s when they pass GT4s in certain spots is they tend to spin out. Sucks for them, but everybody's got to play nice on the track. Later on in the video I will show where LMP3 does not play very well with a GT4, and there's some words exchanged. Just saying.
Blue flag. Past the car behind.
Car left. Clear left.
I will say, compared to how the Sports Car Challenge race went for me, I'm driving pretty well, staying calm, not getting too excited, not trying to battle anybody. At the start on lap 1, right at the start-finish line, I did pass that white Mercedes. He was just going way too slow. And then later on, coming into the hairpin, I did rear-end that McLaren. That was completely accidental. I did not expect him to basically park it coming into the hairpin the way he did. When I look back, the speed difference between my car and his car, he dropped 40 miles an hour right in front of me. Yeah, when I hit him, he was going about 20, and I was going like 63 miles an hour behind him. So I was going to report it, and then him turning into me, I was going to report that too. But you know what? Why? Nothing's really going to happen to him. I mean, he might get a ban for it, but you know, I'm not trying to do that to somebody. And to be honest, that's the kind of driving standards I would expect on some console games. I'm not going to mention any particular one, but there's one I used to really enjoy playing and thought that it was like the greatest sim racing there ever was until I actually started racing on PC. Just saying.
Blue flag.
On your left. Clear left. On your left. Clear to the left.
So Wise behind is increasing. It's now 6.1 seconds. There's an incident in Dunlop Curve.
Alright, so I see the spun LMP3 up ahead. I see him back up, and I was hoping he was going to hold the brakes. But no, instead the idiot decides he's going to pull out and try to get ahead of me, forcing me off track. So that's now my second off track. I will say, though, for 10 laps into this race, compared to how the sprint race went and how practice was going, I'm not doing too bad with only 2 off tracks, and one of them forced by this LMP3 driver. Let me know down in the comments if I should report him for what he did, because that is just ridiculous. He backed up. It looked like he was giving me the space to take the corner, but no. Instead, he tried to pull out in front of me, and he could have waited, and he would have passed me anyway. It's not like I was going to impede his race at all. But it is what it is, and some of the LMP3 drivers think they own the effing track.
LMP3, leave space, please. Please space.
Left side, clear left.
I can't hear what he's asking. It says leave space.
There's an incident in 130R.
It looks like the same driver just spun out again, only this time he did what he should have done, and he stayed there and let the cars pass by, instead of being an idiot and pulling out in front of the car. Oh, fun.
I'm sorry, man. I won't be choosing.
There's an incident in turn 1. Looks like. Weiss is now on primaries. 2. Wise behind is increasing. It's now 6.2 seconds. Alright Rob, there's a faster class car approaching. Blue flag. There's an incident in Spoon Curve. Behind's a faster class. to 7th position. Behind is now 5.8.
Alright, so as of this point in the race, we're 10 laps up from where I started in P16. Part of that is because of people pitting. So I'm not actually P6, but people have pitted, people have also crashed. So people have spun out, people have crashed. So I am still ahead of other people by way of not making as many mistakes, by keeping it on the track. If you notice, there is a dry line starting to show up, but I will be honest with you, my wipers are still going off. I still have water on the windshield, and the track still feels slippery as all can be. So I'm not ready to go into the dry tire yet, and I don't know if that's going to hinder me or if that's going to help me. But we're just a little over half fuel consumption. So I got a little less than half a tank left. So that should be pitting us about lap 25, 26, somewhere around there. And hopefully that's about the halfway point of the race. Because I really do want to try to do a one stop. But you know, we'll see if that works out or not.
Louis is pitting from position 3. Looks like he'll come out just in front of you.
Provisional P1? Alright, I'll take it. I know it's not going to last though, because guys are way faster and way up ahead of me. And they've pitted and I have not. So we're not on the same race pace right now. We're not even in the same race because, again, they pitted and I have not. I'm trying to work out when it's best for me to pit. Because, like I said, I want to try and make it a one stop. I don't want to do a second stop if I can avoid it.
Second S's. There's a faster car approaching. Incident in Casino Triangle. It looks like it's Daniel.
Claudio, that was like the shittiest thing to do ever.
The fellows who have pitted, y'all put draws on yet?
I crashed and I put dries on and I'm doing faster laps now.
Are you trolling me?
You can look at my laps. I'm doing some good shit, like 16 or 17. Go for it before 135.
Alright, so with how fast Samuel caught up to me and passed me, and how easily he passed me and had good control of his car. One, he's really fast, so that's one. Two, he went onto the dry tires. He had stopped already, whereas I have not stopped yet. The dry line is becoming more prevalent, though. During the race, I did not notice it. But now looking at the recording, yes, the dry line was starting to show much more. It was more prevalent in the race than I had realized. So in a few laps, I'm going to make the decision. I'm going to put the dry tires on, and we're going to hope it works. We're going to hope it does not, the rain does not return, or that there's no more precipitation during this race. The track does not fully dry, I don't think. You will see why I say that later on in this race.
Temps increasing. It's now 71 Fahrenheit. Incident to occur. You think it might be Weiss? Okay, Rob, there's a faster car approaching.
Alright guys, so at this point I'm going to dive into the pits and fill the car up, showing approximately 1 lap of fuel left. I still have a habit of overslowing entering the pits, but to be honest, I would rather overslow going into the pits than get a black flag. A black flag is definitely going to be a bad idea, and we're going to swap out the tires, fill pack it full of fuel,
52%.
maybe fix that front bumper damage from that lap 1 incident, and yeah, we'll get back out on track and see what we get. So let's do it. Alright, so car's filled up, tires are swapped over to the dry tires.
Mic on.
Lap 1 accident damage is currently being repaired. I had relieved myself at this time, and yeah, in a few seconds we'll be on our way back on out on track. So let's get to it. Let's go see if we can have a better finish. So it's projecting this race to be a 50 lap race. So being as how we pitted on lap 25 and we're about to begin lap 25, we should be good on fuel. I say we should be good on fuel. Doesn't mean we are.
The next car is Michael, car number 28. Their rating is 0.8. Blue flag. Okay, Rob, there's a faster class car approaching.
Clear left.
Fuel window opens on lap 28 and it will close on lap 48. Now 6.6 seconds.
Alright, so coming out of the pits, P11, it's not bad. Still 4 spots ahead of where I started at P15. So, I will say this race is going pretty well. I'm not pushing it 100% yet on the dry tires because I still feel there's some moisture on the track. The car doesn't feel like it's hooking up the way it would if the track was dry. I know the lap time I could put in with this car on a dry track, and I don't feel it's there yet. So maybe in another lap or two, maybe track dries out some more, and maybe we'll get there. But right now, I'm not feeling comfortable in it.
P10. Gap is now 6.4 seconds. There's a faster class car behind.
Our left. Clear to the left.
P1 behind is now 2.3 seconds. 1 lap ahead. Okay, Rob, just cut the track. Blue flag. Zooming past the cars behind.
On your left, clear left, left side. Clear to the left, on your left. Clear to the left.
I was nervous with these guys coming through because in order to give them some space, that meant I had to go onto a wet part of the track. And being on dry tires, I really didn't want to do that. But we all made it through. We all made it safely. I think we're good. So just a little thought there on that section of the race.
There's an incident in the hairpin.
Car right. Still. Car left, clear left. Left side.
I think that's the same LMP3 that caused the guy in front of me to come to the complete stop in the hairpin. My oh my, maybe some people need more practice in that car before they actually start racing them. Just that.
Okay, Rob. The window open. On exit, we should be in position 15. You're reeling behind in the gap is 1.1. Really slow into Casino Triangle, V10.
Car right. Clear right.
So I wanted to try to be tactical while passing Michael for the position. I didn't want to force it and potentially have both of us crash. I didn't want to crash into him. I didn't want him to crash into me. I certainly didn't want to spin him out or anything like that. So I just sat behind him, stayed close, waited for him to make a mistake, which he did, and yeah, got the position.
Keeping within the track limits.
Thank you.
Temps increasing. It's now 75 Fahrenheit. Allow the guy behind to pass.
This is why you never want to wish anybody any harm during a race. I made a mistake. Too much throttle coming out of Degner 2. And, yeah, we spun around. And now, Michael had gotten past us, so we need to pass him again. The guy that was behind me in the black and gold Mercedes was a lap ahead of me. And, yeah, fun.
Faster car approaching. Gap to Michael ahead is increasing. It's now 10 seconds. You have 9 incident points.
So coming out of the exit, I went a little wide, touched the grass, also hit a part of the track that was still more damp than the rest of the track. And with the car being on dry tires, moisture and slicks do not mix very well on a racetrack. So I wonder if you're wondering the same thing as me, and what happened that somebody was on the radio complaining. And the guy that's speaking right now, Michael Milhouse, he just passed me and he's nowhere near this incident. So let's go to that real quick.
What the fuck was that? To me, like, fair dinkum. Yeah, I know, my bad. I turned off traction control and I just spun.
Guy in front is a lap behind. Chavez, car number 6, just leading the race.
So apparently it sounds like he was trying to defend his actions about hitting the Aston, and then that guy Michael Millhouse chimes in, I guess adding a little more fuel to the fire. But yeah, no, he's he had a few incidents throughout the race, I think.
Incident in Degna 1, I think it might be Kennedy. There's an incident in Degna 2, it looks like Kennedy. If you were racing,
fucking destroyed by not.
Kennedy is entering the pits. He's in P8. I think he'll be close in front of you when he exits.
Everyone has racing.
Alright guys, so we're back up to P7. Car's a little banged up. It is what it is. Guy ahead of me is actually P6. But what I'm noticing is it looks like I'm just going to make it to lap 50 on fuel. But if you also notice, the lap counter is slightly ticking up. We're at 50.9, so there's a chance we might have to go 51 laps in this race. And if that's the case, I'm going to run out of fuel. So I'm starting to wonder, do I start short shifting this thing to try to save a little bit fuel, or do I just go for a second pit stop and do a splash and go? Watch to find out what ends up happening.
Ahead is now 1.1 seconds. Alright Rob, 15 minutes left, that's 15 minutes.
Take us on you.
Okay, Rob, you've got about 4 laps of fuel left. Seconds.
Right side. Clear to the right.
10 minutes to go. That's 10 minutes left. Okay, Rob, there'll be chances here. Let's make sure we can take them. We estimate 3 laps of fuel left.
Alright, so 3 laps of fuel left, and the lap counter down there on the relative box just clicked up to 51.2 laps. So I need to go 4 laps, so I don't think short shifting is going to work. I think I'm going to have to pay it. I was trying to work out how much fuel, how many laps by time left in the race, figuring just over 2 minutes per lap, and yeah, the math ain't working. So another pit stop is going to be necessary. So it's going to be a splash and go fuel only. And let's see if I can get it in and out of the pits without a black flag or anything stupid like that.
There's a faster class car behind. The V3 behind is now 4.8, 1 lap ahead. Full flag.
More left. Clear on the left.
Gap to V6 in front is now 8.4 seconds.
like I said, let's see if I can get it
Okay,
in and out of the
there's a
pits
faster
without
class car approaching. Should be
speeding
coming out into
penalties or
clear
anything like
air.
that. So I'm
We
gonna
select to enter the pits in position.
the fuel only, no tires, no
3,
damage, no
2,
tires, no nothing like
1.
that. And
Box now.
yeah, let's just do this. Fill just a little bit of fuel.
Right front, 80%.
And
Right
we're
rear,
done.
90.
And back out on track now.
Your exit's clear. Don't cross the white line. Tire temperatures are good. Blue flag. The guy ahead is Kennedy. Car number 19.
On your right, clear right, you're clear.
Incident in Casino Triangle. You think it might be Austin? There's a faster car approaching. Alright, Rob. 5 minutes to go. 5 minutes left. The gap to Kennedy ahead is now 14 seconds. 8th place. 3 laps of fuel remaining. Blue flag.
Car right, clear right.
left, 2 minutes to go. That's half fuel. You've used half your fuel.
Hey Samuel, let's bring it home, brother. This.
Alright, so definitely did need that splash and go, and so basically 51 laps in the race, and yeah, so let's just bring it around, and we're not going to go all the way to the end, but I will say this, car ran out of fuel going into the pit box, so that splash and go was definitely needed. It would not have made it through the race without it, so I'm happy with my decision of stopping and filling the car up. Alright, with that, I'm going to end this here. So if you made it this far, and you have not done so already, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that comment, hit that notification bell, drop a comment down below. Let me know what you thought of this race, and yeah, see you on the next one.